Okay, welcome back. It's Broch Lassig here again, and today we are going to talk about paying upfront costs to help lower your mortgage payment. And these are upfront sunken costs or fees, like discount fees to lower your rate, or upfront mortgage insurance to eliminate that payment out of your monthly payment and instead pay a hefty upfront fee to accomplish that. And while this might be a scenario that is valuable, depending on the circumstances, depending on what the market is doing, where rates are at, there's a lot of specifics. Generally, and by and large in most markets, this is not something I suggest for my clients, and here's why. The statistics show that every US homeowner tends to change their mortgage every about 3 to maybe 7 years. And often there's even statistics that say every US homeowner moves their home every 7 years. And what you have to recognize when you're banking on these upfront expenses, which can be very significant, we'll get into that here in a moment. When you're banking on those to lower your payment, you have to recognize that that's only lowering your mortgage payment during the tenure of the time you hold that same mortgage. So if you were to refinance or you were to sell and move, all that money that you paid up front to get the lower payment is spent, it's gone. And you are only every month getting a small portion of that back with the lowered cost per month, whether it's a lower rate, which equals a lower payment, or upfront mortgage insurance eliminates that monthly and saves you on the payment monthly. Well, I did some math, and let's just run a scenario. So say you financed a $500,000 property. So a $500,000 property, and you wanted to buy the rate down, 3/4 of a point lower. Because you'll often see advertisements with dramatically lower interest rates than other mortgage companies will either quote you or are advertising. And there's a reason for that. The lower rates generally include very significant discount fees, like 2 to 3 points to get the lower rate. So in this scenario, let's say you paid 2 points to get a rate that was 3/4 of a point lower on a $500,000 property. That's gonna save you about $220 a month. But the cost up front, which you cannot get back, it's not refundable, you cannot ever get any of this back, is $10,000. So that means that you invest $10,000 today to save $220 a month. But that if you take those two, so 10,000 divided by 220 per month, you won't see a return on that investment, meaning it will take you this much time just to recoup the upfront cost before you even see any legitimate savings. My estimates show it's about 46 months that you will not make any money on that. So it'll take you 46 months just to get the $10,000 back in your hand that you put down up front with the $220 per month in savings. And when you go back to those stats that say every US homeowner tends to change their mortgage every 3 to 7 years, and I would challenge you, if you're a homeowner now or have been for any period of time, or know any homeowners, ask them how often they refinance or change their mortgage for any reason, or sell. It just simply how often they change their mortgage. I would say, I've been doing this a long time, and most of my clients hold true to probably closer to about a 4-year term, meaning they get a mortgage and within 4 years they've either sold or refinanced that mortgage, and then they have to repay these fees and everything kind of resets itself. It's even true in my world. I've owned homes for about 15 years, and I have refinanced or moved every 3 to 4 years for sure. So the whole trick here is, the equation's not quite as linear, but upfront mortgage insurance is the same thing. You've got to be cautious in deciding to go that route, because it could ultimately be a loss to you and your family by putting that money up front and how long it could take you to earn that money. So the trick is really understand what you're getting into. Don't be stuck on one thing. Don't be stuck on the lowest rate or the lowest payment or the lowest anything. You got to take a holistic approach and really understand what you're getting into and look down the path, figure out how long you'll be in that home to make the right decision. If there's any questions you have, you want me to run this scenario for you personally, please reach out to me. I would love to help. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you soon.